Good morning, and thank you for joining us again today. This is October the 7th. We're ready on a Monday morning to get things going. Hope everybody had a great weekend. We always look forward to being able to come together for the area's only live local talk and entertainment show. We are Virginia This Morning. Amy Lacey and I are proud to be your host. I'm Bill Bevins.
And of course, we missed you last week, Mr. B. It is so good to have you back in that seat, bringing that energy, all of that fun for the week. We are looking forward to it.
All right, we're going to have a great week this week.
We also want to say thank you to our valued friends and viewers of the show. We consider you a part of our extended family, and we know that you have a choice of programming, and we appreciate your viewership when you tune in each weekday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. Of course, we have so much on tap today. It is a Motivational Monday.
Yeah.
So we always look forward to that and getting the week started with just that great positivity.
And of course, I don't know about you, I'm a summer guy, but you gotta love the weather we had over the weekend and the way it felt last night. The windows were open.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It's great just to feel that fresh air, those crisp mornings. I'm a big fan of that. I went to Carter Mountain over the weekend, some apple picking. Perfect weather for that.
So what you're saying, we're going to have apple pie before the end of the week?
You know what? If I have an opportunity to do all of, I picked half a bushel.
All right, that's plenty.
So, if I have time to do all the peeling and the cooking and the chopping,
Amy,
and all.
if you make the little pies, then there's one for me. There's one for the staff.
And everybody can take one home, too. So
just
I need to get working on that. Maybe I won't be on the show tomorrow, and then I will get in the kitchen and make all that happen.
You shouldn't have told us you went to Carter's.
I know.
All right, we'll look forward to that. And we look forward to having some fun again today. It's not often that you can find a show that's a mixture of things of interest, whether it's community events, live cooking of apple pie, music, maybe introducing you to a new business that might happen to be in the area. We have it all covered. Amy has coined the fun phrase, the show is full of infotainment.
That's right.
Here's a few highlights of what you're going to enjoy on today's live show. We have some really great organizations here in Richmond that host campaigns throughout the year to help in our community. Bridging RVA is one of them. Leanne Sawyer is the executive director and will tell us all about this year's 150 beds for 150 Kids initiative.
What a special, special program. And of course, again, we missed you last week, Mr. B. Happy to have you back. And also, we want to talk about Motivational Monday. And Stacey Hawkins-Adams is here. She's going to get us on the right track. Today's topic is wherever you go, there you are. So build the best you possible. I think I needed to hear those words.
Wherever you go, there you are.
Can't wait to share more of that coming up.
All right. And we enjoy seeing what ends up in our inbox and all the fun moments and adventures that you send in. We look forward to our Everywhere You Are feature. Whether you're close at home or way, way out somewhere, we like to stay connected to you. We'll do some show and share and a few highlights of a few viewers sent in coming up in just a few minutes. So we look forward to that in our second half hour.
And Andres, let's send it out to you, live on location this morning.
Good morning, Amy and Mr. B. I'm sorry that I'm not there with you, but I've got a good reason. I'm out here in Varina, a very special place to me, and I'm on New Market Road at Ronnie's Ribs. And we're going to meet Ronnie Logan, the award-winning grill master. But in the meantime, I'm going to take a little peek inside the smoker where you'll be able to find ribs, chicken, pulled pork, who knows? I don't know if he knows I'm peeking in, but we're going to get a chance to hear all about his story. He started in 2007 after a career pivot and chased his love for grilling. And now, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you can find him here, right here on New Market Road at the original Ronnie's Ribs. Now, it's very sunny out here in Varina. Julie Watkins is going to tell us a little bit more about the weather. Hi, Julie.
Hi, that sunshine is actually looking really nice on you. So we're going to be hanging on to these beautiful conditions as we go into the rest of the afternoon. Overall, it's turning out to be a warm day. Even this morning, it wasn't all that cool. We had a lot of 60s in place, but that sunshine will help to warm us up. And into the upper 70s to low 80s, but we are tracking a cold front. It is on the move across the state. Right now it's in the central areas, but we really won't begin to feel that cooler air until we go into tonight and through the day tomorrow. The rest of the week after that, it is going to be cool and remaining dry. And the only kind of weather event that we're going to anticipate will be just a few clouds that will be on the northern edge of Hurricane Milton as it moves across the Florida Peninsula. So we could see some of that moisture streaming into the area on Thursday, and then after that it'll clear out. So for us, luckily, that system will be uneventful. Looking at temperatures right now, a lot of 60s in place, upper 60s for Ashland, 66 in Richmond. Already seeing that cold Canadian air though affecting areas across the Northeast and right around the Great Lakes area or Green Bay, seeing that temperature at 40 degrees. And you can see how far southward that cooler air stretches down through West Virginia, Charleston, seeing that temperature at 58. And then we even have some 30s in Bismarck, so chilly Omaha, 38 degrees. The warmth still being spread across the Gulf Coast states, so that of course is going to be the hot zone for today, looking at those temperatures in the low 90s. Locally for us, we're kind of on the cusp of that cooler air moving in. So for today it'll be warm, but then this will be our weather as we go through the day tomorrow into the upper 60s to low 70s. So looking at our hour by hour, or actually our day by day breakdown with those temperatures, unseasonably warm today, but then notice by Thursday that temperature dropping off a good 10 degrees. That's going to be your coolest day before sliding back into the 70s as the weekend wears on. So the cool front is still draped across the state, but it is moving towards the east, and we don't anticipate much of that weather to affect us, but we are tracking, of course, this very strong hurricane. It's a major hurricane, and we're going to talk much more about it after this break. Virginia This Morning starts in 60 seconds.
Sunshines, that's all of you joining us at home. Virginia This Morning is the place where you can find out what's trending in and around our community. I'm Amy Lacey. Mr. Bill Bevins is here too. You were not here last week. We are so happy to have you back.
Good to be back, folks. You know what? We have a great opportunity to feature some interesting things on our live show. There's always something you can enjoy when you tune in each weekday morning between 9 and 10 a.m.
If you're just tuning in, this is the time when we preview a few highlights from our live show. Stacey Hawkins Adams is here to help get you motivated on this Monday. Today's topic deals with wherever you go, there you are. So build the best you possible. She'll share all the details on that coming up in less than 10 minutes.
Looking forward to it. Leanne Sawyer is the executive director of Bridging RVA, and she's going to tell us all about their annual 150 Beds for 150 Kids campaign and how you can help them achieve this year's goal.
And there is much more we'll enjoy right after we check in with CBS 6 meteorologist Julie Watkins. Hey, Julie, we have some warm temperatures out there today.
Yeah, today's going to be another warm day. Then after that, the cool down will begin, and that's going to stick around for the rest of the week. But I do want to touch on this very strong hurricane. I want to show you the progression that's happened just this morning. It was a Category 1 hurricane as we came in early this morning, right around that 4 o'clock hour. By 5 o'clock, it was upgraded to a Cat 2, and now it's a Cat 3. So we're seeing those winds well over 100 miles an hour. You can see it's making some headway towards the Yucatan Peninsula. Rain is still being felt across the Florida Peninsula. This is not something that they need ahead of this system that is going to be making a beeline towards Florida. So that's going to be happening as we go into Wednesday night and through the day on Thursday. Notice that it will begin to turn a little bit farther to the north. Later on today, it is anticipated to become a Cat 4 with those winds about 155 miles an hour. So possibly making landfall on the western side of the state as a Cat 3, but then still crossing over Florida, maintaining its strength as a hurricane until it emerges out across the Atlantic Ocean, and then it will get downgraded to another just tropical disturbance and then moving away from the eastern seaboard. So luckily for us, what's happening is we've got this big area of high pressure that is kind of moving in and settling on top of us. So it's blocking out the hurricane and then veering it off, of course, course, towards the northeast and away from us. So the only effects that we anticipate from it will be just a few clouds that can nudge through the area on Thursday, and then maybe raising our winds a little bit. But for today, it is going to be a gorgeous one out there, 79 degrees, plenty of sunshine with the wind shifting to the north. Some areas are already seeing that northerly wind, and then with that northerly wind, it is drawing in that cooler Canadian air, so we're going to feel that by early tomorrow morning. 51 degrees as you are waking up on your Tuesday morning, and then only seeing a temperature of 71, so got warming up about 20 degrees going into our Tuesday. Again, another day featuring a lot of sunshine. Really don't have any wet weather in store for us for at least the next 7 to almost 10 days. In fact, by Friday, we're looking at that temperature 70 degrees, but your coolest day is going to be right before that on Thursday. The clouds from that hurricane, if we do happen to see some of it, will exit on Friday. Saturday and Sunday, though, we're going to see more warm weather that will begin to stretch back into the area. So we're going to be in the upper 70s, but watch out for those overnight lows, because we're going to notice that those temperatures are going to be quite chilly going into Friday morning. All right, well, let's go and send it out to Andres, who's hopefully going to bring us back some of that lunch. Things are looking delicious out there.
Listen, I'm going to try to not eat all the ribs. Bill has already told me don't come back unless you bring ribs. And that's because I am at one of the best of the best, not only here, but across the country. This is Ronnie Logan Sr. He is the owner, the originator of the original Ronnie's Barbecue, located right here at the corner of New Market Road and Varina Road. Good morning.
Hey, how you doing?
I am doing well because I am here with you. You've already started to give me a little bit of the behind the scenes, but there's a story behind the scenes as well. This started as a career pivot for you back in 2007. Tell us about the journey.
Well, I had worked at a company for 29 years, and I guess it kind of just, changed and went out of business. They closed my center, and so now I'm 57 years old without a job. So I decided to do something I love to do. The kids were grown and all, and they was away from home, and I love to do barbecue and cook. So I said I'd step out on faith, and went and bought Big Red, which was a $17,000 piece of equipment, and started. When I started, it was the Ronnie's ribs, wings, and other things, and then morphed into the original Ronnie's Barbecue.
Yes.
It's a family-owned business. I have sisters and brothers and sons and nieces and nephews.
And everybody, not only do they participate, but they're here with you preparing for your weekends of success.
Yes. We open on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but it takes a lot to get there. The trucks usually come in on Tuesdays, and then right after that we started prepping ribs, trimming the briskets, and we usually smoke briskets on like Thursday because they take 10, 12 hours and all, and then sisters and them, they started cutting greens and all that, making sauce to serve the people during the weekend.
Yeah, and it's a roadside experience. You've got to come through a specific way, go out a specific way,
right,
so you can serve as many as possible. Now, there's a specific way that you go about preparing, and we've got a few slabs of ribs here,
right,
and I cannot wait to get a little of the pro tips that maybe we can take back with us.
Well, I tell everybody that the best tip I can tell you is you got to cook. Every piece of meat got a brain of its own. Some got more fatty and some got less. And every piece of equipment you got, you got pellet smoke, you got charcoal, you got gas, and you got something like Big Red, and all of them cook a little different. So you have to practice and stuff. So what we do here, we strip our ribs. I just started, and you just take a paper towel or a rag, and you pull that membrane off right here. And then I usually like to put a little slit right between the bones.
Mm-hmm. Now, is putting the slit in between the bones, does that make it easier later to separate?
It's kind of tell you when they kind of get a little done, because as they get done, the meat will draw back off the top of this bone, like that. And then you can kind of tell it they're done. Another way you tell, when you pick them up, they bend real easy. Season it, you know, do a rub.
Now, your rub, this is your famous rub.
Right.
Can you tell us what's in it?
I tell you, it's brown sugar in it. That's all I can say.
Okay. It's got secret ingredients, but a lot of love in here, and we're putting a generous portion on there.
Yeah. And then you flip it over.
Making sure we cover every bit of it.
You can rub it a little bit. You know, most of the time we usually let them sit overnight for all this to get in, but you know, it's still they do pretty good even if you know, you rub them and let them sit a little bit and put them right on. And all that's in order to say it's all what you're cooking on.
Yeah.
You know what kind of smoker. And Big Red is a big rotisserie. It looked like a Ferris wheel inside. You know, they got shelves and it's got 10 shelves in it. And
is the meat moving around like a Ferris wheel?
Just like this.
Wow.
Just like a Ferris wheel. And the fire boxes in the back, so the flame, and the only thing come out there is heat and smoke.
Let's take a look inside. I know I peeked in, but it's very interesting that you can cook so many different types of things on here. You know the perfect formula.
Yeah, because most of the time, when I start the first day, I usually have, I do like ribs, you know, all the way on the right side, and put my briskets in the middle and my wings on the left side. You know, because if it's just ribs, I can cook like 30 slabs on it at one time. Yeah.
How many do you need in a weekend?
Yesterday I cooked about 50.
Wow.
We got some left, but sometimes it be real busy, you know. And most likely after this, we're gonna have to do more than 50.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Now, you are well known not only here in Virginia, but you just won an award in Chicago. Tell us about the award.
We teamed up with the Department of Tourism to do something called Six in the City, and then we go. It's six different cities from the South. You know, like North Carolina, South Carolina. You know, like there's 6 of them, and all of them represent their cities for their Department of Tourism. And what it does, they kind of getting people to entice them to come to have conventions and things like that. So I represent the Richmond area and all. And when you do that, the guys who cook for them, they got a little competition. They got a thing for presentation and a thing for the best chef. And when we was in Chicago, we won the one for the best chef the first time we ever went. And I think that's the first time the area ever won first place in best chef.
I love it. Well, it does not surprise me at all that you have been crowned best chef and that you sell out almost every weekend.
Yeah, we do sell out sometimes. Yep. You know, but we buy a bunch of food.
Well, speaking of a bunch of food, there's some right here because I had to make sure I was going to get a chance to take a bite. You want one too?
No.
All right. Well, I'm going to take a bite of Ronnie's ribs that are located here at the original Ronnie's Barbecue, New Market Road and Verina Road. This is exactly where you want to be on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. In the meantime, I'm taking a bite and I'm sending this to break. We'll see you in a moment.
Welcome back to our live show. Sometimes we can all use a pep talk or something that gets us energized. We like to feature a fresh new topic for our Motivational Monday series. Wherever you go, there you are, so build the best you possible. Award-winning writing coach and author Stacey Hawkins Adams leads our conversation on this Motivational Monday. Hi, Stacey. It's so great to have you here.
Good morning.
So as we are talking about this topic of the day. What is it and how can we embrace it and bring it to life?
Yeah, be wherever you are. That means to be present fully where you are, be authentic fully where you are. And I think with this season we're going into with elections and decision making and everybody having their own opinions, grant uncommon grace where you are. So when I think about being present where we are all often attached to our phones, and even myself when I enter a space or I'm hanging out with a friend, I want to get that selfie in. But then take the time to put the phone away and be fully present with your family, your friends, or your children, or whatever space you're in.
I recently read an article about just that, in that folks are so interested these days in taking the selfie or recording maybe their child's school play or their graduation, that they actually kind of miss it because they are more interested in getting the picture. So let's just use our eyes again and see that and experience it and then make those memories.
Exactly. When you're really present, you really do get to like really focus on the memories. It's sort of like when you drive across Skyline Drive in the southwest part of Virginia, where you see the leaves falling and the different colors of the leaves. You really have to be present to notice the beauty in nature. And so just bring that into your everyday life. Take that moment to the stranger who's checking you out, the cashier who's checking you out. Have a real conversation and be present in that moment. Be present in the moment when you're driving down the road listening to your favorite song.
We are all still human, and we need that human connection.
Yes.
I've done that recently when I was shopping, at a retail store, and I engaged the person who was checking me out, and they almost seemed surprised that somebody was actually listening to them talk and making that conversation. That can move someone and get them through a day or a week or a month or whatever season that they're going through. That might be a challenge.
Very, very true, which is why it's also important to be authentic where you are. And by that I mean, often, we often talk about social media and how it's a highlight reel and you see the best of the best. But who are we when no one's looking? Who are we when we're not posting the pictures or shooting the live video? Who are we when we're interacting with that cashier or the grocery store clerk who may not be in the best mood? How do we, take a deep breath, exhibit some uncommon grace? Or there's some choice we need to make, and how do we lean into our values and that integrity that we know is our foundation, even when it's a difficult choice to make?
I think during COVID, we all sort of got into that more authentic self. I mean, think about it. I go back and I think about those first few Zoom meetings that I had in 2020 where I was a wreck because I was at home being a mom. I was, trying to learn this new technology and everything else. But then we came out of the pandemic and we're sort of back to what we had been before. How can we maybe tap into that, authentic self and present that while also, having on the lipstick and the hairbrush too?
Right. That's a great point, because a lot of times in those Zooms we would be scrambling to put the lipstick on and have our yoga pants on too.
Yep.
So that full authentic self. I think it's really just remembering kind of what we talked a little bit about last week. What are your values? Who are you within? Who do you want to be? And that's maybe even a challenge to yourself, because we opened with talking about being where you are, but being a better you. So that might be thinking about 10 years from now, who's the person I want to be? A year from now, where do I want to be? And what are those things I need to get there? Is that making the choice to do something hard versus taking the easy path? Is it standing up for something that's right when the crowd may be doing something opposite of that? So who do you ultimately want to be at night? When you go to sleep at night, are you pleased with the person you've been during the day?
How can we take this message and not just embrace it ourselves, but then have our loved ones doing this too? How can we do that and just really be ambassadors for this kind of a motivational Monday?
Yeah, I think being the best ambassador is modeling it for them. When they see us making those wise choices, when they see us taking that breath, when they see us granting that uncommon grace that we talked about a moment ago. And uncommon grace, we've talked about being kind. This is almost practicing radical kindness. This is understanding that someone may think differently than you, may not handle a situation the same as you. Maybe that person has made a mistake, or maybe it's someone you need to have a critical conversation with. How do you exhibit the uncommon grace? You're modeling it for those around you, but also you're giving those around you the opportunity to model it back or give it back to you.
How can you also offer yourself that grace? Is that an important part of the formula too?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that because you're modeling it or you're giving it to yourself, it allows you to give it to others. When you realize that, you didn't quite get it right, okay, tomorrow's another day. But when giving it to yourself does mean sometimes having those courageous conversations where you may be calling someone to say, I didn't get it right, I apologize, or can you grant me grace? So that's giving giving it to yourself, but also, again, helping others share it with you as well.
I love that because, you know, as we are all navigating life, not every moment is necessarily a high.
Right.
So if you are able to, I guess, forgive yourself and then forgive others and then just have that conversation about how we can do it better next time, that keeps this cycle of positivity going.
Right, right. And maybe don't take ourselves so seriously. Certainly we need to take things seriously, our work and things of that nature. But when you can laugh at yourself and say, you know what? That was not the A+ Stacy today. That was probably C- Stacy, but that's okay. She still passed, and we're going to give her another chance tomorrow. So sometimes don't take yourself so seriously, and that allows you to still experience joy in the midst of whatever's going on around you.
Maybe one day I will show up as my COVID self, putting on my earrings as I'm getting ready for the show and everything else, and then just kind of keep that, you know, hey, this is just me. This is who I am today.
I love that.
Mantra.
Let's do that together. We'll show up the top half. We've got our makeup, our earrings, and
our
we've got our yoga
pants.
pants on. Let's do that.
Let's do it. That will be another motivation.
Yeah, exactly.
Stacey, always such a pleasure to talk to you. I feel like this is just a great way that we can get our Mondays off to a great start and then keep it going for the week.
Exactly.
Until next time, friend.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
If you'd like to subscribe to Stacey's Monday motivational emails she sends out, just visit StaceyHawkinsAdams.com. Mr. B, we can now chart our course for the week, and it's very positive.
All right, I'm not wearing yoga pants. Nobody wants to see that. Y'all go ahead. All right, folks, here's something you do want to do. Mark your calendars. You have the chance to make a difference and make strides against breast cancer. Lace up your sneakers and walking shoes and come on out on Saturday, October 19th at beautiful Monroe Park. CBS 6 is proud to be part of the annual walk. The mission is to support breast cancer survivors, warriors, caregivers, and to fund the critical research that will hopefully end breast cancer in our communities. CBS 6's own anchor Reba Hollingsworth will MC the event again this year, and you can join CBS 6 community team Reba. Scan the QR code on your screen to join Reba and the movement. Virginia This Morning returns in less than 3 minutes. All right, when you hear that catchy tune, you know it's time for our Everywhere You Are segment. This is where we get a chance to see what you've been up to and share some of the fun memories that you've been having.
This is another great way to start the week. Mr. B, you are up first. What do we have here today? All
right, we're going to take a look at some pictures. I was out, obviously, at the Powhatan Festival of the Grape this past weekend.
Look at you.
That beautiful young lady that was beside me. I'll get back to her. This is John Haggerty from the Virginia Lottery.
One of my favorites.
His band, Shades of Grape. Fantastic. Anyway, that beautiful young lady that we'll see again, obviously, is my great niece, Grace. She was worried about her uncle who had knee surgery, getting up and down the steps and stepping over all the wires, getting up onto the stage. So she made sure I got up there safely. And I said, well, if you're going to be up here with me, I got to introduce you.
Yeah.
She is the Princess of Powhatan.
Nice.
So thanks for coming out and helping your uncle there. And thanks to John. Their band was smoking hot.
He is a great performer.
I was amazed at how excellent they were. They were great.
Wonderful talent in our community. And I had a busy weekend too. I had an opportunity to speak on a panel at the James River Writers Conference yesterday. I thoroughly enjoyed sharing some words of advice about pitching stories, being interviewed, and working with the media with local authors. And if that was not good enough, when I was leaving, I had a chance to meet this young lady right here. This is Virginia This Morning superfan, Sandra Dickerson Fox. I know you're watching today, Sandra. So nice to meet you yesterday. Oh my goodness, we had a great conversation. I love the Virginia This Morning fans.
Next time I go to the convention center, I'm going to have to look up Sandra.
Look up Sandra.
Yeah. All right. And our friend Eric Alfredson took this picture at the park in Midlothian. It is beautiful.
Gorgeous there. I mean, we love summer, but some of these fall sunrises and sunsets are gorgeous too. Are you having fun with your family, friends, and pets? We like to share in the adventure while staying connected to you.
Please send us a video, picture, or comment to our Virginia This Morning Facebook or Instagram page, or email us at virginiathismorning@wtvr.com.
And stay with us. We'll be right back with more Virginia This Morning. you so much for watching Virginia This Morning. If you can't watch our show live and want to stay up to date with our segments, you can visit virginiathismorning.com anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's some other options too, such as viewing on one of these apps: Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Android TV channels. If you need the app, just visit the App Store on your device and search WTVR Richmond. It's absolutely free.
This segment is sponsored by Mr. Fix-It.
Most people don't realize how important gutter protection is to their home. Here to tell us all about the benefits of Gutter Helmet is our friend Mark Benstock, owner of Mr. Fix-It. Good to see
back.
you again. Yeah. Welcome back. We have talked about this in the past, but I want to kind of drive home the fact that safety for you and your home, but mostly for you, is step one in Gutter Helmet.
Yeah, we've lost count of how many customers have shared with us all those tragic stories about somebody falling and around the house, getting up on that ladder and, you know, getting injured badly. Gutter helmets, one of the gutters are necessary evil for a house. You have to have the gutters. You've got to be able to get during those heavy rains, even the light rains, get that water controlled and away from the home to help protect the home, protect the landscaping, all that stuff, you know, keep the critters away. Yep. But the necessary step is to have gutter guards on the home that work 24/7, 365. And the cheap Gazmos and filters and things like that that are out there, they're not that long-term successful product. Gutter Helmet is. Gutter Helmet has a lifetime performance warranty. I've had it on my house for crazy years, whether it's a heavy snow that can sit on top or whether it's in the fall, all the leaves falling, or in the springtime, those thunderstorms. Gutter Helmet's going to be there. And again, when we say triple lifetime warranty, it's because it's a material warranty, it's a performance warranty, and it's transferable. So if you go to sell your house, you transfer it to somebody else. So makes it good.
We've talked in the past of, you know, it's not something you see from the street when the house is for sale.
Right.
But if you tell people that are interested in your house that Gutter Helmet is up there, and if they know, or if you have to tell them the story, then that makes a huge difference, because then you're not up on the ladder again or paying someone to get on the ladder.
Exactly right. So you don't have to worry about being stressed out of, uh-oh, the gutters are clogged again. Do it. If you like to golf, you never have to worry about cleaning your gutters again, but just get out there and have fun on the weekends.
All right, you have a special offer for us right now, because it is special, so tell us about that.
Right now, no payments, no interest for 12 months, or even some folks say, hey, I just want a tiny monthly payment, so $75 a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gutter Helmet has been around for a long time. I know you've been doing it, you said, in your house for years and years. And the people that have it installed are so happy with it. We just had a situation at our house where the gutters were fine, everything's working good, but we needed to get that little attachment that goes on to, again, get the water further away from the house, because we have a basement. Right. So getting that water away from the house is essential. It obviously, if you got clogged gutters, it's going to cause problems up in the air and on the ground.
Well, you're right, and that's what we bring to the table. We're celebrating our 54th year in business, so we are experts at this, and we're going to come out free of charge to do an evaluation, and we'll make recommendations. We might say, hey, you know that downspout right there, it needs to be a little bit larger sized, or hey, there's one that we need to add another one, and this one we need to make a little extension like you're talking about, and get it a further, because we're taking a look about the lay of the land and how the water flows when it rains heavy. Is it flowing towards the house, away from the house? So we'll make those recommendations and give, you know, free advice on how to protect your home.
It makes a huge difference, and Gutter Helmet works. I don't think we said that. It works, folks.
That's right.
Thank you so much for coming in and filling us in on this. All right, and folks, those leaves are starting to fall, so here's a special offer just for you. Mr. Fix-It is offering no interest and no payments for 24 months, plus enjoy $300 off your Gutter Helmet project. The Mr. Fix-It showroom is located at 10,189 Maple Leaf Court in Ashland, Virginia. Give them a call, 804-726-8006, or visit MrFixItVA.com. And stay tuned, we'll be right back. Welcome back to our live show Monday morning on Virginia this morning. It's great to be in position to lend a helping hand to those who are in need.
Each year, Bridging RVA organizes their 150 Beds for 150 Kids campaign with hopes of making sure kids have their own beds to sleep in. Here to tell us about this year's campaign is Leanne Sawyer, the Executive Director. Good morning. Thank you for bringing this awareness to Virginia this morning. Many folks in our community don't know that there is such a need for beds.
That's true. A lot of people don't. We all have a bed to sleep in, and our kids have beds to sleep in, but there is a very large population of people just in this area that their kids are sleeping on floors, sofas, or chairs.
When you came in this morning, it's good to see you again. And how many years you've been doing this? You said this is your 10th year.
Right.
And I'm guessing when you started, like a lot of us, you were kind of shocked that this was even a thing. We were oblivious to it. 10 years in, are we making a dent in it? Is it getting better or is it getting worse?
Well, I hope we're putting a dent in it.
Yeah.
But indications from our referrals from social workers, school, health care, in our local districts indicate that we're not. I mean, the referrals are coming in all through the year, not just for this event, but we take referrals for beds all year long. And it's still a great need in the Richmond area.
And it's not just the physical bed. I mean, this is something that can impact a child's school, their success there. It can impact their mental health, their emotional health, their development, because sleep is so important for these young children. So this is critical for helping these kids in all aspects of life.
Well, it's fundamental. It's fundamental to their health, like you said, their education, and these are our future leaders. Let's help them with this fundamental need. And it doesn't seem like a lot, but having a bed to sleep on is enormous.
All right, let's get down to some specifics here. These are new beds. We don't take used beds.
These are brand new beds, brand new sheets, brand new pillows, brand new comforters.
Okay.
That's right.
And Amy was talking about, well, if the kid doesn't get enough sleep, and we all that have had children know what that can be like. It's not a pleasant morning the next day. And but let's jump over on the bed here and describe what happens when these kids see that new bed and the joy that brings. We have
the story that just pops up to the top for me is this one little boy. We delivered a bed to him, and when we walked into this their home, when I say there was nothing, there was not a television, there was not a sofa, a chair, there was a kitchen table with a couple of chairs around it. The bedrooms were empty. There were pallets on the floor for them. We put back then we were using box springs. Now we use the platform bed. And we put the box spring down on the foundation. He came running in and jumped on the bed, and his little face was just like, well, this isn't that much better than the floor. But that was just beautiful seeing him. He'd never had his own space like that before. And the kids that happen quite often in the mornings when our volunteers bring the beds into home, they may have their clothes on for the day. They go change into their pajamas so they can get into their bed. It's sweet. It's very sweet.
That creates that space for them. That is their safe space. That's the place where they are growing. And what a wonderful, wonderful gift that your organization is able to give to the community. And folks out there, how can they get involved to give that gift?
Well, you say Bridging RVA, all we do is facilitate delivering the beds. It is the community that makes this happen. We rely on about 130 volunteers on the Saturday morning, October 26th, to deliver the beds. We rely on donations to actually purchase the beds. The communities that can bring us donations can find ways to do that online. And it's a great event. It's a Saturday morning that makes a huge impact.
So all these volunteers obviously have to be lined up and ready to go and get in there and work, because it is work.
It's work.
Getting that done. So are you so sophisticated now that if I signed up with my pickup truck, or is it like you use box trucks and do the whole thing now?
No, it's pickup trucks and vans and pull behind trailers that people do it. And it's just, you might want to deliver one bed in the back of your minivan, or you might want to deliver 6 beds in the back of a pull behind trailer or a pickup truck, whatever you're comfortable doing. And also, I might add, it's a great event for teens and young teens. If the parents get involved, these kids are looking for volunteer hours, and what a way to open their eyes to kids in our community in the need.
I had worked quite a bit with your predecessor. There was a nonprofit in town called Beds for Kids, and you picked up this initiative from them. How did you get involved years ago?
Well, thank you. 10 years ago, they called us and said, we're having trouble. Their trouble was getting volunteers to actually deliver the beds. Well, we knew by that point, that's kind of what we do well. We have an amazing group of volunteers, and it grows all the time. And they said, would you mind doing it for us? The first year, we delivered 50 beds for them. And after that, they said, if you would like to take this over, you can. And we do it a little bit, just a little different, the way we get referrals from that organization. So we decided instead of, we can't be Beds for Kids, so we are 150 beds for 150 kids. Some years we're 200 beds for 200 kids, depending on where our money is, where our volunteer is, and what we're able to do.
Well, you make a huge difference and change people's lives. And how many of us get to say, yeah, I actually improved someone's life, somebody important, the future.
You're right. That's right. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for all you've done. Congratulations on 10 years.
Thank you.
Thank you for all the gifts that you're giving our community. Bridging RVA aims to deliver a better night's sleep to area children in need. Their 150 Beds for 150 Kids campaign happens Saturday, October 26th from 8:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For more information on this initiative and how you can volunteer, you can check out virginiathismorning.com. That's the place to go for all the details.
And Leanne's going to come back because they've got a Christmas program we'll tell you about later in the year, too. And you come back. We'll share some final thoughts when our live show returns in just a few minutes.
Welcome back to our Live Monday show. We certainly hope that you enjoyed today. A big thank you to all of our guests, including Mr. Fix-It, Bridging RVA, Stacey Hawkins-Adams, and Ronnie's Ribs.
Yeah, Ronnie's Ribs. And, of course, you can watch anytime. All of our segments are available to you by visiting our website at virginiathismorning.com. Now, today, we're going to leave you with a musical performance from one of the bands we've featured over the years. Hope to have them back in the studio live sometime in the near future. They were actually the headliner act at the Powhatan Festival of the Grape this past Saturday.
Very nice. This is an oldie but goodie music video they shared. Here's East of Hollywood with Driven to Tears. Enjoy, and we look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow. 8:56 a.m. is the time. We'll see you then. Have a wonderful Monday.
How can you say that you're not responsible? What does it have to do with me? What is my reaction? What should it be? Confronted by this latest atrocity, driven to tears, driven to tears, driven to tears. Hide my face in my hands, shame wells up in my throat. My comfortable existence is reduced to a shallow, meaningless party. Seems that when some innocent die, all we can offer them is a page in some magazine. Too many cameras and not enough food. This is what we see. Driven to tears, driven to tears, driven to tears. futile. Nothing seems to get through. What's become of our